Welcome back, witches. Welcome to another day of Vlogmas. Today we're talking tarot. So I am going to show you a 13 card year ahead spread. This is a very common tarot spread, and I am going to do my own year ahead with that. So I'm going to be pulling these cards for myself and with my specific January through December in mind, so you can see what the reading looks like in action and then see what's coming for me in 2024, and to see how I deal with it if I don't like what some of the months are telling me. I have no idea if that's the case. I am recording this intro first before I actually head over to the tarot cards, so it could go either way, and we could be looking at a completely positive reading. I don't know. We are about to find out. The deck I decided to use today is from the Threads of Fate, so I will have that linked below. They have a couple of different versions, and theirs are a little bit different than the traditional Rider-Waite. They have, you know, the same number of cards and they go along similarly. They just call their suits and the court cards a little bit something different. So the court cards are gender neutral and the suits make sense but don't line up exactly with the Rider-Waite system. So for a first deck, it might be a little bit harder to work with the Threads of Fate deck. It's usually easier to work with a Rider-Waite system when you are first starting out, because that's kind of what everything is based on, and it's good to know those basics. But the Rider-Waite traditional imagery and colors like never really spoke to me. So that is when I started branching out and getting different tarot decks, and the Threads of Fate one has worked with me since the beginning, since I pulled it out of the box. I am particularly connected to that deck, so I really do love that one. And again, I will have that linked below. And since this is Vlogmas, I do want to also include a Yule spread. So I'm going to do a 3-card draw for Yule, and again, I'm going to do my own personal reading for it. So these will be cards that are particular to me. And for that reading, I'm going to use oracle cards. It is a traditional like tarot spread, but I can use oracle cards in sort of the same position, so you could do that either way as well. And for that, I am going to be using the Woodland Warden's Oracle deck, and I just feel like it really fits this time of year. I like to swap them out. You saw the Halloween Oracle during Vlogtober, during Vlogmas, and general winter, late fall and winter months. I like to use the Woodland Wardens because it is all like woodland creatures, and a lot of them are very like wintry creatures. That's sort of like what I associate it with. And the colors and imagery just lean fall and winter to me as well. So I thought I'd give you a look at both tarot and oracle. So let's hop over to my Yule altar working desk and check out what the cards have in store for me for Yule and for 2024. Let's start with the 3-card spread for Yule, because that is a little simpler, and also because my camera battery is going to die. So I can do this one first and then swap it out, and then we can hop over to the tarot. So like I said, I am using this Woodland Warden's Oracle deck by Jessica Rue. And I went ahead and shuffled and I pulled 3 cards, but this is what the imagery of the deck looks like. I really enjoy this one. So I pulled the 3 cards here. This is the card for what am I leaving behind in 2023. This is the card of what I am growing and bringing into 2024. And this is the card of blessing and joy, and how can I bring blessings and joy to other people this season. So let's start over here and see what we're working with. This first card of what I am leaving behind is the Skunk and Magnolia, a card of protection. And you can definitely do this spread with tarot cards, and then you might get a little bit clearer in the reading. When you do it with oracle cards, this is a lot more up to interpretation and figuring it out for yourself. So for me, this is suggesting, as far as like something to leave behind, you would normally think you would want to bring more protections into the new year, but it's definitely possible that this card is referring to self-protection. And when you protect yourself too much, sometimes that can hinder growth. So if you're acting defensively and having your armor up, sometimes you are not able to properly assess a situation and grow from that. So I think that that is what this card is telling me for 2024, is to leave that self-preservation tactic in 2023 in order to grow forward in 2024. And for growing in 2024, we have the bee and the pomegranate, the card of productivity. This is definitely the card of being at your most productive, so that's a good sign for going into 2024. I'm thinking up the goals and plans of what I want to accomplish next year, what I'm specifically going to be working on. So that's a good card to get for that. It's also a card of making sure that my labor fulfills me. So it's not just being productive for the sake of being productive and crossing things off a list, but to actually make sure that that work I'm doing is fulfilling. And that last card that we have here is the card of bringing blessings and joy to others this season. And we have the Martin and Foxglove, the card of mischief, which I think is a fun message for bringing in joy and blessings to others this year, because this is the card of spontaneity and playfulness. So when you are looking at this card in terms of joy and positivity, this is like the lighthearted, fun, playful mischief, which I think is a really great card to get during the Yule season, and just a reminder of that celebration aspect and not be solely focused on that rest and planning and goal setting, but also remember to play and invite others to play with me. So that's my 3-card Yule spread. You could do this at any time leading up to the season. You can do it the day of Yule. And like I said, you could use tarot cards instead of an oracle deck. But if you do this reading, let me know what cards you get. Now we're going to do the 13-card spread for the year ahead. Now these are the cards that I already pulled, and I will show you how I set these up, but this is the deck that I'm working with. This is the Weaver Tarot, like I said, from the Threads of Fate. This is the Journeyer edition. This is what the backs of the cards look like. And as far as shuffling, I usually will shuffle like this. If there's a card that pops out like that, I will pick that. Otherwise, I'll sort of go like this and just pull whichever one I am drawn to. So that's what I did for this pile here. So I have my 13 cards, and the one on the bottom is the one that I drew first for January. So what you want to do is pick a position to start in and lay down your first card. I like to start at the top, but some people do like to start at the bottom or on one of the sides. And then you go clockwise and lay down the cards for the rest of the months. So as I was pulling these, I was pondering that specific month and thinking about what that month in 2024 was going to look like, and asking those tarot cards to give me any advice and guidance, things that I need to know, or what the energies of that month were going to be. So we've got January, February, and I'll just keep going around like that. And then I have this last 13th card that I'm going to lay in the middle, and that is the year as a whole. So the overview of what the energies in the year is going to bring me. And since I am working with a smaller space, it's not a perfect circle. That's just what happens, because I've got my candles here and all of my Yule altar decor, but that's perfectly fine. It's the idea that counts. So then I am going to flip them over one at a time to get the reading for that month, and then I kind of look at them as a whole and get an overall picture for the year, and then I will flip this one. So January, we're looking at the 6 of Cups for January. The Suit of Cups is all about emotions. It's associated with water, so relationships, intuition, subconscious, and connection. And the 6 of Cups in particular is the card of joy, nostalgia, and magic. So that is a pretty good card to start the year on, because it is just like childlike enthusiasm. So it's playfulness and bringing opportunities for like reconnecting with that playful side of yourself, fun activities, new activities, and could be a time for reconnecting with people. That would bring in that nostalgia aspect. Moving over here into February, we have the 2 of Wands. Wands are the suit of fire. So they are creativity, inspiration, passion, excitement, energy. And the 2 is all about movement and preparation. So this is the card that's like signaling the move from inspired like energy into actual action. To-do lists, deadlines, organization. So taking a project from those planning stages to actually getting started. And that generally lines up with my energy for February. I tend to use January as more like planning and getting goals ready. Even though I'm doing that now in December, I do that in January as well. And then February 1st for in bulk is a good time to actually get started on things. Next up is the card for March. So for that we have the Pillar, our first major arcana card. The Pillar is a card of nurturing, love, pleasure. In the traditional Rider-Waite system, this card is called the Empress, but like I said, in this deck, everything is gender neutral. So this card is the beginning of a new life. So could be literal, like a baby, but since I am definitely not having a baby, it is more likely that it's a metaphorical, like a new project instead. It is also a card of self-love. So a card of like growth and abundance, spend time outside with the earth, just taking care of yourself. And we do get some nice days here in March, so that might be a good time to get outside. So the card for April is the 10 of Coins. In this deck, a lot of modern decks use coins. In the traditional Rider-Waite system, it is Pentacles. And the suit of coins, or Pentacles, is related to Earth. So it is money, stability, foundations, physical, like career, business. And the 10 in particular is about legacy and abundance and inheritance. So this has the energy of like arrival and completion. So financial success and stability and harmony in relationships as well. So it is a card of like celebrating that everything is going right at the moment. So that's a nice like 4 cards, like good start to the year there, that I'm sort of like working on a project that is going well and offering some financial stability. And April is all about celebrating that and thinking long term and building like a foundation. Next, we're moving into May. So we have another coins card. This is the Sovereign of Coins. This would be equivalent to the Queen of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite system. So this is, again, a financial security, a nurturing card, so it's like reliable, grounded. So this is a card of desiring stability and wealth so that I can be generous with others. So definitely keeping in line with that same theme there. Next is the card for June. So we have the 9 of Wands, another Wands card here. And the 9 of Wands in particular is the card of protection, resilience, perseverance. It is a card of like success over recent challenges that I might have had, but also that there might be some more upcoming trials to meet with courage, that I will likely be victorious over them, but it does take effort. It is also a card that might suggest that I need to get rid of some stress. So keeping that in mind at the mid-year point. And I'm moving into the card for July, the Ruler of Coins, which would be the King of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite deck. And this is abundance, security, stability. So again, in that same line over there. So far it is going to be a good financial year, which is good because that's one of the main goals that I am planning. So this is a card of not only wealth, but like security when it comes to that, and like being able to provide for the people that they care about. So it is not only that security and stability, but also about giving, investing, spreading wealth. Into August. Goodness, another coins card. Okay, I guess I was really focusing on finances when I was thinking about these cards and pulling this spread, which makes sense because I think it is my biggest goal next year. So this is the 6 of Coins. This is a card of generosity and give and take. So definitely a card of good fortune and abundance, and also a card that is asking you to reflect, take a look inside, and figure out where you are in terms of financial security. Are things balanced? Is there anything that needs to be changed? And taking a look again at long-term plans. Moving into the final quarter of the year, so we have September, the Sovereign of Cups. So we are going back around to that Cups energy that we had in the beginning. And like I said, the Sovereign is the Queen. So this is a empathetic and intuitive card. So nurturing, warm, anticipating needs. So this card might represent a specific person in my life, in which case it is someone that I can lean on for support. And if I find in September that it is more referencing me, then it's suggesting that I need to do some more like healing and intuitive work. Card for October. Coins again, and now we are on the 9 of Coins. This is entire coins spread. And the 9 of coins is rewards and independence. So it is all about enjoying the success that you have won. It is about the harvest and securing stability. So October is a perfect time of year with the harvest for that to come up. But there is, you know, the reminder to still connect with others, focus on community and sharing that abundance. And then underneath here was the card for November, which is the 9 of Cups, another Cups card again. Right after the 9 of coins as well. So that is a lot of similar energy there. And the 9 of Cups is a card of gratitude and celebration. So this is like a big happy energy card that good things have happened. If they haven't yet, they will be. And another enjoy the harvest card. So these two definitely go together. And this is like celebrating that and relaxing, and also to spend some time reflecting. We've got 2 cards left, and so far I have not gotten anything negative for 2024. Let's see how my luck is doing here with December. December is a Seeker of Cups. So we have no swords cards, a little bit of wands, mostly coins and cups energy. And the Seeker is the equivalent of the Page. And this is the card of curiosity, inspiration. So it's like creativity and dreaming, youth, impulsiveness. So definitely a time to be curious and creative, and a time to be open to anything new, which is sort of a nice way to end a year, because that's kind of what it is now, is looking forward, like looking ahead and seeing what new things are around. And then we get into this overall card, what is like the theme of the year, the feelings of the year, energy of the year, which I would be surprised if this comes up as a negative card. If I'm looking at like a Tower or 5 of Swords here or something, I would be surprised, because this is a very positive reading, and 2024 is going to be fantastic, especially in terms of finances. It seems to be, especially with the Yule spread as well, it seems to be that there's going to be like a lot of work and productivity involved, but that it is going to pay off. And then towards the end of the year, there is going to be a lot of harvesting and celebration of that. So let's see what this card is. We have the 2 of Cups. Some more Cups energy, and like I said, a very positive card. I was not expecting a negative one to pop up there after we went through a whole positive thing. The 2 of Cups is the card of like partnership and trust. This is a better card to get if you are doing a love and like partnership reading than the Lovers. Everyone expects that they want the Lovers to come up, but that is a card of like choice and like multiple people like having to choose between them, whereas the 2 of Cups is a true card of like partnership. So it could be romantic, it could also be like a work-related partnership, friends, but it is one that is balanced and healthy. And this is the card of like a long-term fruitful relationship. And again, this is like the overall positive message of like receiving good things. So does not necessarily have to be related to my husband. It definitely could. He could be, you know, the partner in all of this, in my goal setting and like financial goals that we're setting for the next year. He could be the partner that this is suggesting, but it could just be that overall good message of like opening myself up, and that this will be a positive year. So overall, I think that is a really good spread. And there are a couple of reasons that it kind of makes sense, because I think 2024 is supposed to be a positive year for me, because it is a 8. So the energy of the year in numerology is when you add up the numbers of the year together. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. And I am also a life path number 8. So when you like add up my birthday, I think it also works when you add up my name. That 8 is my life path number. So when the year corresponds with my life path number, that is a positive year for me. And it is also not my year when, in terms of the Chinese zodiac and Chinese astrology, I am year of the rat. And so that comes along every 12 years. And some people believe that you have luck during when it's your year and it comes back around. But I am in the other camp of people who believe that it's a very unlucky year, and 2020 was year of the rat. So that was not a good year for me. That was like all around just a bad year. So I am definitely in the camp where if it is your year, your zodiac animal, that it's not going to be a good year for you. So I am glad it is not a year of the rat. It is life path number 8. So I think all of that corresponds to me having a good year. And again, this reading as a whole is very positive. But there are things along the way that I have to put in the work and I have to keep up with. So this is something that I am going to note in my grimoire. This is something specifically I'm going to put in my digital grimoire pages, and that is a patron perk. So if you also want a digital grimoire, it's like $5 a month, and you can just sign up once and get your grimoire and leave. Hopefully you won't, because there's good content, I think, on there. But if you want the digital grimoire as well, that's where I track spreads like this, because it's just easier to type up all of that information, and I know exactly where it is to check in on it every month. And as long as I keep going with what these cards are sort of like telling me to do and I stay on the path, then it looks like it's going to be a very good year. If I had something negative come up, especially in the later half of the year, there's plenty of time to change your path. So do not be concerned if you get some more of those negative cards that I mentioned that are suggesting like serious upheaval and bad things happening. There are always two sides to every card, so it could be like a good thing. There's a serious upheaval. It could be something that is not good for you and you don't need. So that could be a good thing, but also you can change that energy. So if you don't like what the cards are telling you, you can change and do the opposite of the action that it's suggesting. So if the action is, if you are doing this, if you stay on this path, then you are going to have good things. If it's saying you stay on this path and you have bad things, change the path. And if it says that you are doing a certain type of action or not doing an action, you can absolutely change those things and change the outcomes of the cards. But for me, I don't feel the need to change them because this is a very good spread and I'm very happy. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed those spreads and got some ideas on what to try out for yourself for Yule and for 2024, and how to not only do those readings, change them around, use different decks if you want, but also how to change those long-term outcomes if you are not totally interested in what that card has to say that is coming for you. You do have some control over that. So that is everything for Vlogmas Day 9. I will see you tomorrow.